Welcome and thanks for joining us at EMII.com. I'm Remy Hookey for your Asset Management Report. Today is Wednesday, July 9, 2008. To dispel fears that the investments of sovereign wealth funds are politically motivated, SWF managers controlling around $3 trillion in assets will meet in Singapore this week to discuss a code of ethics. This according to Thomson Reuters News. The International Monetary Fund's International Working Group of Sovereign Wealth Funds will gather on July 9th and 10th to hash out voluntary guidelines, which the IMF hopes will be finalized by October. The highly secretive wealth funds owned by national governments have become increasingly active in buying Western assets in the past year, often armed with cash piles from soaring oil prices and trade. Several have participated in multi-billion-dollar capital infusions into banks such as Citigroup and UBS, which were reeling from losses from the collapse of the U.S. subprime mortgage market. And staying with asset management news, the Canadian arm of UBS Global Asset Management has named a replacement for Peter Clarke to head its Canadian business. This according to the Financial Post. The firm, which oversees the management of about $23 billion of pension fund and mutual fund assets, named Marcel Larochelle as head of its Canadian business. La Rochelle will have a mandate to develop and expand UBS Global Asset Management's institutional, wholesale, and consultant relationships. Montreal-based La Rochelle was previously with Mercer Investments, Towers Perrin, and Buck Consultants. And in more asset management news, the worst performance by U.S. stocks in more than 5 years was the primary reason for the 4.8 percentage point decline in the funded status of the typical U.S. pension plan in June. This according to Bank of New York Mellon Asset Management. Asset returns of moderate risk pension portfolios fell 5 percentage points, while liabilities were down 0.2 percentage points. Higher yields on longer-term corporate bonds resulted in lower liabilities for the typical pension plan. For the year-to-date, funding ratios for typical pension plans have fallen 3.7%. And moving on to other asset management news, Deutsche Bank has tapped Suresh Soni as CEO for its fund management business in India, Deutsche Asset Management Private Limited. Soni assumes this responsibility in addition to his current role as CIO for Asset Management India. He will also become a member of the Deutsche Bank India Senior Management Executive Committee. Soni has over 15 years of experience in the Indian financial market. He joined Deutsche Asset Management India in 2002 as part of a 6-member team to establish the asset management business in India. And that rounds out today's Asset Management Report. Thanks for joining us on EMII.com. For more details on these stories and much more, click onto your Asset Management channel online and read the full stories and latest developments.